One thing I never understood is why schools don't teach you how to do taxes. No one teaches you how to be an adult until you're already an adult. And even then, some adults don't even know how to be a grown up. You can go to jail if you don't pay your taxes. People pay taxes which help our education system, but it still isn't crucial enough to be taught. My mom hires a tax lady to do her taxes, even though she knows how to do them. So I doubt I'll ever learn how to do my taxes from any one of my family members. I'm 18 years old, and I've been working for 9 months already, and I just got my W-2, and I have no idea what to do with it. Well, I'm here to help you understand taxes, what to do, and how to pay them. And by the end of this, we'll all know how to do taxes.
When filing for taxes, you'll need to collect some important documents. It can be a lot of documents or a little bit, but overall, you need some important forms like your Social Security and bank account information, as well as your W-2 form, the Form 1099 NEC, IRS mail that can show child tax credit, or receipts and deductibles from mortgage, donations, and medical expenses. To prepare your taxes, you can either go online and use websites. Some have packages that you can specifically use and market towards when doing your taxes. Others might hire someone to do it for them, or you could do it by hand, which is not the ultimate option because there's so much room for error to mess up on. You'll then figure out what credits and deductions you can take off, which take off the amount of your taxable income. So this could be such as interest paid towards mortgages as well, donations, medical bills, property taxes, and state income. After taking all the necessary precautions, you can finally submit your tax return. You can do this by online, submitting by hand, or the mail. If you need a refund and filed electronically, the IRS will directly refund it through your bank if all your information is provided previously. Physical check refunds will take much longer and has a possibility of getting lost. And remember, if you do pay late, you will be charged a monthly interest penalty fee. And that's how you submit your taxes.
What are taxes anyways, and why do we have to pay them? Well, by definition of the Merriam-Webster Dictionary, taxes are a compulsory contribution to the state revenue levied by the government on workers' income and business profits, or added to the cost of some goods, services, and transactions. Simply put, taxes are a mandatory contribution to the government, whether it be from an individual or a business. We have to pay them because they're what pay for government services such as police, trash pickup, and city construction/maintenance. They're what pay for us to have the ability to live in the society that we do. While the taxes mentioned are very commonly known, there are up to 97 different possible taxes in the United States alone. While some, as the dog license tax, are more niche and don't apply to the majority of Americans, there are still many taxes and fees that don't seem to make sense for us to pay, but we do it anyways without question because if those taxes aren't paid, goods and services that we need, such as fire and rescue, suddenly become unavailable. An example of this most people won't think of would be the garbage tax. If it were to be unpaid, the trashmen who come to our houses every week and pick up our garbage wouldn't be paid, meaning our trash would pile up in our houses, no one would collect it, and it would become a mess for everybody, and nobody wants that. When people pay taxes, they're not only for goods and services, they're also what help the entire government run itself. Taxes are what pay every government official, so while some leaders may try to buff up their pockets using taxes, others try to sort them out in ways that make sure not only all public needs are met, but to reduce the harshness on the everyday American's pocket. Regardless of who may be running the system, taxes are a necessary evil. According to the United States Tax Foundation, there's 3 different basic types of taxes. There's taxes on what you earn, what you buy, and what you own. An example of a tax on what you would earn would be like a corporate income tax. Tax on what you would buy would be an example such as sales tax, and a tax on what you would already own would be an estate and inheritance tax.
So, you may be asking, why is it important to actually do our taxes? Although not being very popular, taxes are essential to promoting economic progress and accomplishing the shared objective of a wealthy and functional community. So, why do we pay them? According to the World Bank, which provides development financing for raising taxes, government's tax collections encourage economic growth and development by funding necessities like infrastructure, healthcare, and education in order to realize the shared objectives of a wealthy and functional society. The social contract between citizens and the government also includes taxes as a vital component. A government's entire legitimacy can be determined by how they are gathered and used. Data gathered by the usaspending.gov show that the total amount of federal spending in the U.S. for fiscal 2021 was around $10.1 trillion. That money doesn't just come out of anywhere. We pay taxes in order to support all levels of government. Like the federal government, states rely on tax revenue from citizens to pay for services. We pay taxes because the federal, state, and local governments need money to fund their residents' infrastructure needs. The taxes cover a wide range of government expenses, including maintaining the nation's roads, highways, and bridges, as well as funding public parks, libraries, and schools, among many other things. These taxes are used to fund various governmental programs and pay the state's debts. Typically, this money is used to cover the cost of social services like Medicaid, public housing, and welfare. And in order for us to have these things in a society, we must pay our taxes. Local taxes are also another essential piece of the puzzle, attacking more specific expenses that are not covered by the state or federal taxes. These taxes are used to fund various governmental programs and pay the state's debts. Local taxes support a variety of government programs and initiatives that benefit the entire community, such as police and fire protection, education, healthcare, libraries, road repair, and other services. Our federal, state, and local governments depend on the money we pay in taxes to run smoothly and deliver essential services. Each specific government has its own specialty, with the federal government in charge of major components like defense and social security, while local governments pay for items like your garbage collection and child school transportation, and states handle things like education, health, and without them, our economy would not be functional or successful. So, in order to have these things in our community, in order to function well, we must pay the money on our taxes.
Today, we've explored what taxes actually are and how to do them. First, we took a look at the different types of taxes. Next, we looked into what taxes actually are and why we have to do them for the better. Finally, we explored why it was important to do these taxes and how to actually do them. Richard Klein, a certified public accountant, states that taxes are essential and every citizen is meant to reap benefits of these taxes. It takes commitment and heart to learn about and how to do taxes. And we are here to help you do them so that you don't have to spend any money on hiring a public accountant to do them for you. Because we promote individuality. We want you to do things for you and by yourself. And so when I look into your eyes, I don't see men or women. I see children forcefully thrusted into the adult world, knowing absolutely nothing about taxes and how to do them. But we will help you become adults by teaching you the basics of how to do taxes, and we'll do this one W-2 form at a time. Better yet, maybe you'll do a 1040 right after you finish that W-2, because we know individuality is at its finest when you do it yourself. Thank you all.